Alright everybody, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. Yay for me abusing the save and quit feature. Today we headed over to the Zora's River to get a few goodies, as well as head to the last dungeon of the Light World, which is the Tower of Hera. We've got one additional person with us today. Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm here, I'm Wekar. And I'm Hyper. Yes, he is.
Well, who wouldn't be? I mean, Zelda's one of your favorite franchises, right?
Yeah, true, and that ends 5 AM, so...
5 AM must be Hyper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm up for it. I mean, I spent 4 hours sleeping today, so...
Less sleep than I get. If I go 4 hours, I wouldn't be sleeping for 4 hours. I'd be sleeping for 8. Here's my body.
Alright.
But yeah, before we head to the final dungeon, the Light World, for now, we actually need to head up here to the Zora's River, because we need some flippers.
But before we do any of that, we actually need to hand a mushroom over to the witch lady that we got from the Lost Woods before, and that's why we were there earlier on. One thing I totally forget is that you had to come back after you take care of some business at the Zora's River before you actually get the item. I thought you had to just come right back because...
Well,
you know,
you
this
leave
is
the screen.
No, but that's the thing. Yeah, if you leave the screen and come right back, you can get it. Because what I'll do is I'll get this before I even go to the first dungeon.
That's what I usually do now.
I mean, I've done it before too,
why is there
but
an
I'm doing
800
this for the time. I'm doing this for the sake of saving time, since this happens to be on the way over to the Zora's River.
Also, to answer your question, Weka, I think all the rocks are magic 8 balls.
Especially the black ones, because, you know, black is the color of the Magic 8 Ball.
But yeah, I constantly forget how time actually works in a Super Nintendo game because it's a little primitive in that aspect, but yeah, that's how I wasn't for sure how that worked exactly.
Back in the day, if there's time needing to be passed, you just leave the screen and come back. Enough time's passed.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to do.
Though some games did improve it a little, that they sort of pass time with a phase every time you enter the screen.
Yeah.
Luckily, since rupees aren't hard to get at all in this game, I was able to get the flippers with ease in this portion.
They really give you plenty of rupees in this game, because by the end of my playthrough, I was able to upgrade all my bomb and arrow equipment, get all the upgrades in the game, max out all my stuff, and still have enough to buy some potions. So yeah, they give you plenty of rupees.
Well, that's the thing, because there are a lot of hidden areas where you can get bunches of 300 rupees. Granted, a lot of them are in the Dark World, but...
I think I only used one of those, actually.
I think I found at least 3 or 4 in the Dark World.
No, I know
Anywho, with the little tidbit of advice he gave us, there's certain whirlpools all around Hyrule you can swim into, and they function as different warps that help you get around Hyrule a lot faster.
That's handy.
I never really used them.
I still find the save and quit feature more useful than that.
Well, it's not just that, but even though you do have this ability, there's not that many whirlpools around here, and they don't really lead you to that many useful places. The only one that's useful for right now is actually right here at the edge of the lake.
They're only really mandatory in a couple of spots, because there are some times where you absolutely need the whirlpool to get somewhere in particular, but then again, those times only happen very infrequently.
They're not very required at all.
And yes, I commend Link to the Past for actually giving us the flippers early. I don't like it when certain games wait till much later to give it to you.
Or at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Minish Cap was especially bad about this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because you didn't really need the flippers for most of the early game, which is why they gave it to you so late.
But once you got to a certain point, you're like, oh my god, when am I going to get the flippers? When am I going to get the flippers? When am I going to get the flippers? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, ah.
Well, on the other hand, the flippers sort of open half the world to you, so you don't want to have to done immediately.
Yeah, true.
Head banging on the edge of the pool there.
Well, trust me, you do that a lot because you're waiting for enough time to pass the top of the ferry again. It gets annoying, especially when you're upgrading your bomb and arrows.
Or, you know, if you've got any empty bottles, because if you throw in any empty bottles, she'll fill them with a green potion as well.
And then the one time
Wait a second, really?
Yes!
I never knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I never really use it because, mind you, I never really go back there, but...
I could have totally used that for like level 3 in the Dark World or whatever.
I find, since I like to always carry something with me when I go to the final boss, just in case I run out of magic, because of how pivotal it is to the fight, then I always have at least one green potion with me, and I just go, okay, How's my rupee situation? Meh, I'll just go to the Lake of Hylia.
I mean, that's one way to do it. I find that by the time I get there, I have so many rupees, I have enough to buy a couple blue potions if really needed. So I usually come in the fight with like 1 or 2 blue potions, in case I need it for health too.
And
That
the
is
description
true.
for that item couldn't possibly be any better because it literally does a lot of random effects on enemies. Seriously, try it out. You'll get some fun results.
Try it out on this little enemy here, the green guy. If you actually do that, they'll give you little hints for where you need to go.
Tra la 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 la, look for Sahasrara, you find Sahasrara, good yaya!
Peanut butter jelly time.
Wait a second.
Yes, it is!
Wait a second. You can actually talk to him?
Yes,
Yeah!
you can.
If
They'll
you walk
tell
up to
where
him,
to
he
go
goes,
next.
he goes, tra la 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 la, look for Sahasrara, you find Sahasrara, good yaya!
I guess you learn something new every day.
It's the most random piece of dialogue I remember with no problem from this game, but once I saw that happen, it stuck in my mind.
It's hilarious, yes.
Granted, once you get the Quake Medallion, you don't really need the Magic Powder because it has the same effect on the chews.
Oh yeah, I
yes.
thought I was like
Berries?
being
No.
stupid and picking the wrong way. No, I'm actually going ahead and getting the third empty bottle.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
So-
a good idea.
Are we just running all over the place now? We're actually gonna do something.
Both.
Once you get this bottle, we will actually do something.
Well, we're kind of doing something right now, getting an empty bottle.
True. I mean, in real life terms, that's as easy as going to the store, but
Not Link, he needs to swim in his lakes and talk to random strangers.
I know,
So
right? I mean,
and have somebody lockpick random chests to get it.
I know. I mean, you can get bombs everywhere, but empty bottles are a rarity. That's an interesting economic situation.
Yeah, he has to fight Pose for his
Glass
balls.
is a hard commodity to come by.
Yo, Link, I'm gonna give you this bottle. The game doesn't tell me what kind of connection I have to you, but whatever. Here's a bottle.
I'm gonna give you this bottle that's considerably thinner when I'm holding it up to when you actually get it in your inventory.
Hold it up for the whole world to see.
Save and quit.
And thus we teleport away from the guy. It's a good thing he closed his eyes.
And Zelda's still there.
Not for long.
She might as well be made of cement.
She should have been. That would have saved her later.
Not in Minish Cap!
Does she actually have any powers in this game?
No. She's
I
just
think...
a maiden.
Oh, yes? I guess, you know, with the crystals in the Dark World, spoilers, but beyond that, not much.
But
I think we've already
think
spoiled
like
enough.
Power. Yeah, we already did. We're not professional here. You know, it's late to be.
And this cave isn't too bad once you know your way through.
Yeah, it's pretty short. Like, for example, you don't need to go down there at all.
And, thus making most of these rooms in here rather pointless.
Yeah, they really have a lot of different quarters here that are pretty much useless. They lead to nowhere. Just
And
a lot-
as you progress through this, the cave, this guy will actually tell you that he is related to one of the mages that got captured.
Although it doesn't serve that much of a point besides
He
that.
gives you directions, but he gives you directions to the cave. But mind you, he's talking about from Link's point of view, not from the player's point of view.
Yeah, when he says turn right here, that means go down because
That's the thing,
right.
Ken, because I always thought that he wasn't saying that he was related to one of the mages, but that he was saying that his son went off to look for the Golden Power and got trapped in the Dark World, and that grumpy guy on top of the hill, I always thought that that was his grandson.
Yeah, you have a point about that. Oh, that's a great time to get hit there.
That's a good look for you, Link.
Gaze into this mirror within this awkward position.
We got the mirror!
Guy standing up
Wait for it. And he's perfectly
So-
fine.
Did we just have an escort mission that was not horrible?
Well, at least he
Yeah.
heals you. I don't want to know how he heals you.
Here's the thing, though. He follows you because he lost his lamp, but you have a lamp. Thing is, you can walk through the darkness fine without it.
No.
So-
The question you should be asking is how does he even know his way through there?
Without a lamp, too.
Yeah.
He's an exposition monkey.
No. He's exposition man. There's a slight difference.
Yeah, he doesn't
True.
have a tail yet.
Exactly.
Just wait until we get to the Dragon Ball Z saga. Here, I have a tail.
We're actually LPing Dragon Ball Z game.
No.
I don't think so.
Well,
That's me.
no, the Dragon Ball RPGs
I was
aren't
about
even
to
that
say,
bad.
I was about to say, I watched the series when I was little. I probably wouldn't understand it enough if somebody brought it into the league. I'm sorry.
We were
Oh, really?
I'm going to LP some of the games, but probably not for the league.
I was thinking the same, but like I said, it's hard to do some of them because fighting game.
No,
That's
it's
it.
RPGs.
I'm limiting myself to the three Legacy of Goku games and
That's
Dragon Ball Advanced
what-
Adventure. So
Just gonna do.
I like the second one.
Legacy of Goku 2. I played a lot when I
Yes,
was young. But
definitely.
The Legacy of Goku, while I've never played, I remember playing it from somebody who... From an old church I used to go to, somebody would always bring their Game Boy Advance with that game in it, and I'd always try it out. I thought it was
I
fun.
remember there being a lot of grinding though.
There really is, especially if you want to get 100%. Because if you want 100%, you need to max out every single character's level, including Goku, which you only have for. Like,
no, you don't need to max.
No,
You
no,
don't
no.
need to max out Goku. Goku's the only character you don't need to
The
max
only,
out.
the only game I can think of where I actually want to max out my characters in is Super Mario RPG, and that's only because the max level for that game is 30.
But Marley, that's the thing. You need to max out Goku too, because there's a door that has a 50 on it.
No, it's got a 40.
him.
It's got a 40.
You serious?
No,
No.
okay,
Yep.
so basically
No,
these
if
guys
you
tell
said I
us
believe
that the shade that we turn into depends on what our heart reflects, which makes you often wonder what is going inside of Link's head.
Playboy.
That works too. Especially when
Wow.
he's kissing that thing in a way.
I was thinking more so innocence, but
I guess, yeah, innocence is fitting. I was thinking maybe his mind is jumping all over the place and he can't keep focused.
Yeah.
Like a bunny!
Us innocents. Wecker, Playboy. Makes sense.
Marley, carrots.
hey, someone needs to be the European here.
Well, you did just get out of the sewers.
Exactly.
and much like the save and quit feature, I also abused the mirror as well in these dungeons now that I finally have it. So,
With it really is,
Hmm.
especially when they
Definitely
do it here. Oh, and who needs to flip that switch when you got Boomerang?
That is true.
yeah, your boomerang and the bombs is your best friend for this. In fact, this is the first dungeon that introduces this gimmick. It's not used for a whole lot of floors. In fact, it's only used for like the first 3 floors, but it's really short. It's probably my least favorite dungeon because it's so small and so short. It's over
Sword
before
is
you
the
know
light
it.
world. It really is.
Mm.
It's once you know
So,
this, you get
but both
the
good and bad sometimes. I mean, it's not the best dungeon, but at least it's over quick.
Hmm.
But anywho, Marley, I'm about to show you the trick that I do with the flying tiles here in just a moment.
Okay. Let's see.
If I can... No, that's not what I was
Oh,
going to
you're
do.
not gonna
Dang.
use.
That'll
Okay, yeah, stand in place with just sword change.
Well,
I can't
that's the exact same strategy that I told you I have. So
No, I'm using
Yup.
the boomerang in combination.
Killing themselves.
Mind you, Ken.
yeah, I
do
guess
this.
the boomerang would
There's
help.
nothing in this room, I think.
I'm showing it off very poorly, mind you, but if you can pull it off really well,
Actually,
you don't have to.
thinking
You
about-
you won't lose your sword charge.
Now thinking about it, I think there's none of these tile segments that require. Okay, never mind. That just proved me wrong. Never mind. That ignores my comment. Let's say none of those segments are required to do like that, but oh, I think that's the only one I.
That was actually a nice shape in the floor there. That's Skull and Crossbones.
Hmm.
In fact, the funny thing about that, that's literally the shape of every room that does that sort of element with the floor tiles.
You
Aw.
sure?
Every single floor tile room is like that.
It is every single last one, the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I think we've still got 2 more to deal with in the Dark World. So
Yeah, but like I said, I think those are not required. I think this was like the only one that's required in the game. The rest are all optional stuff.
See, every time it brings up something.
However, the one thing about Tower of Hera, it features my least favorite boss in the entire game.
Oh yay!
Yeah, this boss is terrible, especially on the GBA port because of Screen Crunch.
Well, screen crunch isn't so much of a problem because you have just enough room to see where he is, and he can't really sneak up on you because of how much space he takes up.
His pattern's more so, he doesn't sneak up on you, he's just random and spastic.
Of
That's
course.
his biggest issue. Like I said, I know sometimes the Screen Crunch kind of screwed me over on that in the GBA port. Mostly just me getting unlucky.
I never really found the screen crunch in the GBA version that bad. Just
Exactly.
So that's just
I think I think in the case of A Link to the Past, it's one of those GBA ports that actually doesn't suffer from the screen crunch all that much.
In fact, it's one of the few cases where you're fine playing the GBA version as opposed to the Super Nintendo version. Because like I said before, I think the GBA version is the best.
Well,
Agreed. I think the port is
I do
fantastic.
say it has some good improvements. I still come back to the SNES one more, only because it's better to play on a bigger screen. And plus, you know, not just the nostalgic value, but I just find some things just to be a little nicer with the SNES charm for some reason.
Everyone has their personal preference.
Yep, it really doesn't matter because I play both a lot on occasion.
Personally, I played very little of the 2D Zelda, so...
Yeah,
I come back.
I take it you haven't played The Links to the Past.
You know, I finally figured out what those enemies remind me of. Those things with the ball thing. Look like Mysterio.
No, I get the fire. I get more of a Firebar vibe from Super Mario 1 when I see them.
No, but no Mysterio with the bulb helmet and the cape.
Ah, yep. I know what you mean.
You're talking about the rotating Firebar thing, right?
No, he's talking about the jellyfish.
Oh.
Smile and nod.
See, here, right here.
Oh. Well, I was about to say, there's actually enemies that look more like jellyfish than these guys.
But those look exactly like Mysterio if he had 5 arms.
But here we go, guys.
First boss.
Ah, Moldorm!
Oh boy. Hate this thing.
Hello, Moldorm. You smell.
And this
You
is one of those
smell,
bosses
Moldorm.
where I really wish Link would bounce off from hitting the flower thing at the end of his tail.
I mean, when you hit that, he doesn't bounce, but any other part of Moldor here you hit, you fly so far across the screen. I mean, you're so lucky right there you didn't fall off the edge. It's so picky. Mind you, when you fight this guy later in the game with the level 4 sword, he's done like 2-3 hits with the spin attack, thank goodness.
Yeah,
Which is fantastic.
You fight
That was just
light
annoying.
world bosses again.
Well, the nice thing about this game is oh, really, that's
Oh no!
the best landing ever, apparently.
Do you know?
Close up on Link.
Were you taking a page out of Limbo of the Lost there?
Jeez, kind of. I was about to say, in this game, and
I told you the transitions are just gonna get weirder from this point.
That was just what?
That was, you cannot deny that was Limbo of the Lost inspired.
Yes, definitely.
To get back on topic a little bit, in this version plus the SNES version, later on in the game you get to fight the 3 light world bosses again, but if you're playing the GBA version and you got yourself in the Palace of the 4 Swords, you get to fight all the Dark World bosses again. So this game pretty much has a big boss rush.
But they do a big,
Granted, some of the Dark World bosses are rampant.
rampant.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you only need to fight 4 of the Dark World bosses, and 2 of them, I think, are actually ramped up.
Wow. 2 of them are, and 1 of them I think is nerfed. So.
Yeah, I know one of them that was a pain in the ass was the Argus we fight.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
This looks so frustrating.
It is.
Yep. The bounciness of Moldor, it's terrible.
Moldorm is just...
Why doesn't he?
Imagine trying to fight a jumping... imagine trying to fight Flubber in a jumping castle.
You know what?
Yeah.
It would actually be easier.
Possibly.
I'm so glad that hard container did not fall into that pit. I don't even know that that's possible, actually, but...
Okay,
It'd be funny if the
comparison
pendant
time.
did
Have you
though.
ever
It's just like,
seen a
no!
that jumped off the edge by accident?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I know, I did that a lot when I was younger. Grabbed the heart piece and accidentally run off the edge. I gotta fight.
But now with that, my friends, we now have all the pedants, and we can go and get the Master Sword. So see you guys in part 5.
While your guys' parts are loading up, I need to use the restroom real quick, though. I'll be right back.
Alright, just whenever you're all ready, let's go ahead
to
and
the
start part 4.
restroom. You do do do.
Welcome to the restroom!
Wake up! I'm recording.
What?
Oh.
Welcome to the restroom. Riding on the wall. Oh, that is perfect.
That's brilliant.
This is like Stevie Wonder. And it worked too well. That is brilliant.
I know! I'm a
Ken?
genius!
Ken, you have bloopers.
Yay!
Genius!
I mean, yes!
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Oh.
Yes! So much yes.
Guys, I love you guys. Absolutely.
We've actually got an additional guest with us today. Introduce yourself. Or
Hey, I'm Becker.
why do I keep saying guest? I really need to stop doing that. But today we're heading to the Tower of Hera, the last dungeon in the light world, to get ourselves the last pendant, and probably the most important item in the game, the boom pearl.
Actually, I'm hearing that audio echo back from your end, Wecker.
Really?
Yeah.
Audio
You're still streaming
stream.
the audio to us.
Audio stream. Audio stream. Becker
Oh,
streaming the
God.
audio stream.
Sorry.
Hang on, hang on. Let's try again for a quick second.
He still has his Limbo of the Lost settings on.
Yeah, well, you could have expected that one.
So do we keep going or do we restart?
No, try again. Otherwise, it's like that's what you hear.
They quickly fix that.
Okay, but anywho, before we
There.
actually head off to the Tower
Better.
of Hera itself, we need to go to the
Ken?
fairy fountain.
Ken.
Ken?
I think we kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah. Alright, try again.
And now we've got more bloopers.
Sorry about that.
3, 2, 1, pingas.